got more breaking news, Vikings fans, as the Minnesota Vikings have just extended Christian Darrisaw, making him one of the highest paid left tackles in NFL history. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. We literally just got done filming the Duke Shelley video, and then Kwesi Adofo-Mensah stayed active, and he extended Christian Darrisaw, and the news was broke by Tom Pelissero as he tweeted this out, saying the Vikings have agreed to terms on a contract extension with left tackle Christian Darrisaw, a new QB in Minnesota, and now the blind side is secured with Darrisaw. We'll talk about what this means for JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson on the tail half of today's video, so stay tuned for that. But I also said the former first-round pick. But what are the details looking like? It's a hell of a deal for Darrisaw. I'm not going to lie. It's a 4-year, $113 million extension with $77 million guaranteed, whose fifth-year option was exercised in the spring, but now he's locked up for the long haul. So 113 divided by 4 comes out to $28.25 million per year on an average annual salary basis, and that makes Christian Darrisaw the highest paid left tackle in the National Football League. Division rival, the Detroit Lions, locked up Penei Sewell this past offseason, paying him $28 million per year. Great deal for the Lions. That's going to end up working out, in my opinion. He is the best young left tackle in the National Football League, but Laramie Tunsil getting $25 million a year. Andrew Thomas also at $23.5 million. Trent Williams at $23, and then Jordan Mailata at $22 million. So Darrisaw beats all those guys, and the Vikings lock him up at $28.25 million. I'm sure that was the number where if Christian Darrisaw got it, he was like, I will take that I will take that contract ASAP, and he will end up being the highest paid left tackle. Now, coming up and around the corner, go over some Christian Darrisaw stats, look at the Vikings offensive line, and what this means for JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson just in a second. But guys, make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel, because I literally just got done filming a Duke Shelley video, and then me and my man Tex had to hop back in the studio, get another video for you guys. So, hey, if you guys need any more reason, hit that subscribe button. Any breaking news pieces come out around your Minnesota Vikings, we will have a video for you guys ASAP. So help us reach 27,000 subscribers and hit that sub button. But Christian Darrisaw's PFF grades over the last couple of years, solid. I think when we're talking about Christian Darrisaw, I think we need to remember that, it was technically a down year for him this past year. His overall PFF grade was only 82.4, but in 2022, he was fantastic, had a great PFF grade of 90+, and even his rookie campaign, he was great as well. But more specifically this past season, let's focus in on that. So this was the highest sacks he had allowed in a year. This was the highest pressures he had allowed in a season. And I think a lot that had to do with, the injuries he was battling as he did only play in 15 games, but he was still great. And, the overall grade at 82.4, run block at 73.9, pass block at 85.3. So still one of the highest graded left tackles in the entire National Football League. And now if you look at this Vikings depth chart, you got your 2 tackles locked up for the next couple of seasons. Hopefully Garrett Bradbury turns it around, and he ends up living up to that first-round pick. But, hey, man, you extended Christian Darrisaw, who's only 25 years old, on a 4-year deal. With the salary cap continuously, going up in the NFL, we could be looking at this as one of the best deals in the NFL in a couple of years. But it's going to come down to if Darrisaw makes that step, if he's going to go towards that, Trent Williams, career path where he just really becomes the best left tackle in the National Football League. Jury's still out there. But, I think about that clip. It was when the Vikings and 49ers had joint practices last offseason before the beginning of last year, when he was just talking about how good Darrisaw is, and he was saying he reminds him of a younger version of himself, and if the Vikings could ever, have that be the case where Darrisaw ends up playing, at a Trent Williams-esque level, that would be huge for this franchise moving forward. And, I do want to talk about what this means for, JJ McCarthy moving forward as, I think the Vikings are really taking advantage of this, rookie contract for JJ. Now, if you just think about it, TJ Hockenson, he's locked up for the next 4 years. Justin Jefferson, locked up for the next 4 years. Christian Darrisaw now, locked up for the next 4 years. So you have an elite wide receiver, the best in the National Football League. You got a top 5 left tackle. You got a top 5 tight end Like, their goal is to make it as easy as possible for JJ McCarthy, and extending Christian Darrisaw was a great way to do so. Now, the one thing I am curious about Darrisaw is how this money is going to shake out. I haven't seen the year-per-year basis right now, but my prediction was going to be that he ends up signing a deal that a lot of the cap hit does go to this upcoming year, as he is on the books for only $2.4 million, and the Vikings have $26 million left in free agency. So maybe they get that up to, like, I just say, what if they just get it up to $26 million this upcoming year, and they can kind of have it being a decreasing contract over the next 4? So that would use all their cap space there, assuming the Duke Shelley signing would just be a vet minimum deal. So I'm assuming this would be the last couple of moves the Vikings do make, is obviously signing Duke Shelley, extending Christian Darrisaw. I don't think Kwesi is going to get in the wide receiver 3 market. I think they're more than comfortable with, with Trent Sherfield, Brandon Powell, and Jalen Naylor duking it out for that position. And now you add another corner in Duke Shelley, where I think they're going to be fine with, that cornerback room as it stands, of just having Byron Murphy, Shaq Griffin, Caleb Evans, Mekhi Blackman, and just rolling with those guys, and then really hit free agency hard this upcoming season, as they're still slated to have, after this Darrisaw extension, around $40 million to spend. So they can really go all in on a player if they feel need to do so. But I love the way Kwesi has handled this offseason. And if I had to go through, like, my perfect Vikings offseason plan, like, number one, it would be not overpay for Kirk Cousins. Check that box. Sign a really solid bridge quarterback with some upside. Sam Darnold, check that box. Draft your franchise quarterback and not overpay for moving up in the NFL draft. Well, they got JJ McCarthy, and it only cost them, a future 4th to move up. And then also you brought in Aaron Jones, a great signing at the running back position. You extended Justin Jefferson. You extended Christian Darrisaw. Just overall great moves for our Minnesota Vikings. And, I do want to take a chance and just, thank Kwesi Adofo-Mensah for just what he's done for this franchise, this past offseason. We're obviously going to have to wait and see if it ends up working out. But, let's just play a hypothetical here. What if JJ McCarthy is the top 12 quarterback on his rookie deal? He just takes that step. Maybe it's, next season where he really takes the reins of this offense and he ends up being one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. You have him on a rookie deal, and then also you're able to build a stacked team around him. It's just fantastic with what the Minnesota Vikings have been doing, and, really just want to give credit to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. As, in my opinion, he was on the hot seat coming into this offseason, and if he would have taken that route where it's like, let's just say, yeah, we're going to overpay for Kirk Cousins, and we're going to give him the whole bag, and then you weren't able to get, the deals done for Darrisaw and Jefferson. Like, I think the Vikings would have really hindered themselves, moving on in the future. The Vikings have really set themselves up, because I think there's 2 ways to create a title team. I think the number one way is you just get a generational quarterback like a Mahomes, like a Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, or you get a quarterback on a rookie deal and you build a loaded 53-man roster around him. That's what the Vikings did. And I think that was the right choice. And I also think the last year's Super Bowl was a perfect example of that. You had the Chiefs, the Patrick Mahomes, generational quarterback, really solid defense. And then the Niners just had a loaded arsenal of weapons for Brock Purdy. Also a solid defense, great coaching staff. So I think the Vikings are taking that route. And overall, it's just been a great offseason for Minnesota. But hey, if you guys also want to give me a follow on Twitter to stay up to date on the latest around your Minnesota Vikings, that's the handle right there, @PatSeeps. If you guys do so, and if you guys DM me Darrisaw, I'll give you guys a follow back. But thank you guys so much for watching today's show. See you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.